We have a great performance for you today. So happy you all could make it. Come down here, there's plenty of seats up front. Okay, today's presenter is Mike Schlappi, a very well-known and successful motivational speaker. He travels the world, and we are so honored to have him with us today. But before we get to that, those of you who are taking this class for credit, don't forget to take a photo of your attendance card with your phone. So in case you lose it, because there are no replacement cards. Also, if you have still not received your attendance card, please message my TA, Sydney Warwick, on Canvas today at midnight. So put a reminder in your phone, put an alarm on so you don't forget, because there are no makeups for whatever your excuse, okay? Saturday at midnight. All right, next week we will be honored to hear from Ken Verdoya. He is an Emmy Award-winning senior producer at KUED. He'll be showing us a lot of video clips of some things that he's made for TV, which have garnered him numerous awards. Now, today we are very excited to hear from Mike Schlappi. Mike is a Hall of Fame gold medalist, author of Shot Happens, professional speaker, husband, and father of 5 children, one of whom actually attends Snow College. Kenzie Schlappi, one of my former students. Mike comes from a family of educators. He has a master's degree from Arizona State University and has taught liberal arts. His story began with a tragic accident that has evolved into a lifetime of lessons and victories. If you would like to meet Mike afterwards, you are welcome to come up on stage. He also brought just a few of his books for sale if you're interested in that as well. The title of his presentation today is If You Can't Stand Up, Stand Out. Please join me in welcoming Mike Schlappi.
Working? Yeah. I was worried we were going to have 2 disabled mics up here. So, life was perfect. I grew up in a suburb of Richfield, Utah. A much smaller town than Ephraim. 300 people, Glenwood. Everybody respected, supported, trusted each other. I'd wake up every day, I'd look at the mountains, the wide open spaces. I knew in my soul that life was full of unlimited possibilities. I grew to be about 5'9". I was 15 years old. By the way, I was being primed by my dad to be a great athlete. He was the basketball coach down there. We moved to Orem. Any Oremites? Anyway, back when there were lots of orchards, my best friends were Roger and Phil and Doug. And we'd listen to the Beatles and play sports and chase girls, and not in that order. Anyway, on this particular day, my best friends were waiting for me at Lake Ridge Junior High School. The entire school, everybody's excited about the championship football game the next morning against Provo. Anyway, I fixed my little sister Julie's flat bike tire. I ran down the street, across the road, I jumped up the curb, I dashed to the grass, I leaped up on the cement porch, I started banging on the old screen door. Tori, a friend and a teammate. Tori said, Mike, come in, come in, come in. So I opened the door, took the gun out of the brown leather case, flipped the cylinder that holds the bullets out to started shaking the gun. I watched 4 little silver bullets come to rest on the white bedspread. I could have reached out and picked them up. I got to 4. I wonder how many bullets that gun does hold anyway. That's what I thought. I should have said something. This was an accident. My friend Tori thought he had an empty gun. Very playfully, casually, flipped that thing back in, kind of Russian roulette, spun it around, pulled it up to his hip, pointed to that, my chest. Bang! I still remember that echo. That bullet hit my chest, punctured my lung, nicked my heart, hit my spine, knocked me back onto the white bedspread. I passed out. My friend freaked out. I was regaining my consciousness. I couldn't breathe, and I thought, this can't be real. This can't be real. My friends here today, these things in life are real, aren't they? Death, divorce, failure. I tried to take another breath, and I thought, this is real. I've been shot. I'm running out of air. My lungs are collapsed. My legs don't work. My friend's freaking out. I'm going to die. I started bargaining with heaven. You ever done that? I started bargaining. If I can live, I'll change. If I can live, I'll be better. If I can live, I'll help people. I just wanted to live. I was afraid. I was scared. I was in pain. My friend's freaking out. I looked to the left. About 8 feet away, on the wall was a blue phone, before cell phones. A blue phone hooked to the wall. I so desperately wanted to get to that phone. Why? I'm a mama's boy. My good mom was 5 houses away. I so badly wanted to get to that phone to call my mom. I stared at that phone, and that's the last thing I remember. Until my friend, Tori, was in my face, violently shaking me, pounding on my legs, my head, banging on Mike, you're faking it. I know you're faking it. I pulled up my shirt. I showed him the hole in my chest. He ran back over that same blue phone. Who do you think he called? My mom. Mrs. Schlappi, come quick. Mike's been hurt. That's all he said. He threw the phone in the corner. He ran back in the kitchen. The next 2 minutes were the longest 2 minutes of my life. Think of the longest 2 minutes in your life. It feels like forever. But I hung in there. Why? I had hope. We need hope. I had hope that my good mom would walk into that bedroom that day, and you know what? She did. And I looked at my mom, and she walked over to me. She touched my hand. She touched my face. She ran her fingers through my hair. My mom gave me hope to hang in there. She ran back over that same blue phone. Who do you think she called? 911. Yeah, picture this. My friend's dad is a policeman. He's cruising the neighborhood in his police car. It came across his radio. There'd been a shooting at his address. So the ambulances showed up. They rushed me to the hospital there in Provo. I went rock bottom for the first time in my life. My nickname as a kid was Happy Schlappi. But I became Crappy Schlappi for a couple of days. Why? My girlfriend dumped me 3 days later. It's all right. Her name was Annette Barton. Anyway, yeah, my football teammates, they dedicated the game to me the next day, 36-0. They lost. You know, the body's an amazing creation, isn't it? You know why I'm alive? When they took x-rays at the hospital, they couldn't figure out how the bullet missed my heart. When I got shot, my heart was on an in-beat. When they took the x-rays, my heart was on an outbeat, a half an inch. Can make a whole lot of difference. I'm thankful to be here with you. I'm thankful to be alive. I'm thankful to be here in Ephraim. I love Sanpete County. I love Utah. I love life. I love great people like you. Even my friend Tori that shot me showed up at the hospital. Just he and I, sits next to me. We looked at each other. We both started crying. He gave me a book. I opened it up. He'd written, Mike, I'll never forgive myself. But I hope someday you will. This didn't just happen to me. This happened to my family, my friends, the entire community. I was even mad at God. This isn't fair. I'm an athlete. I use my legs. These things should happen to, like, chess players or, you know, something like that. So all this stuff going on in my head. And I just wanted to get out of there. I wanted to get back how it used to be. I wanted my legs to work again. That was my whole identity. But I had to figure things out. My grandma Schlappi brought me a cherry Slurpee from 7-Eleven, 9 o'clock at night. They checked my blood pressure. They stuck a thermometer in my mouth to check my temperature, right? She left the room. I was 15 years old. I needed something to smile about. I took that thermometer out of my mouth. I put it in the last half of that cherry Slurpee that I hadn't yet finished. So it sat there, got nice and cold. 15 minutes later, I heard the nurse coming down the hallway. Just before she came back in the intensive care room, I think I got things in my nose and my lungs, you know, everything everywhere. I took the thermometer out of the Slurpee, put it back in my mouth, acted like I hadn't moved. She walked over to the side of the bed, leaned over, pulled this thermometer out of my mouth. She looked at it, she got all nervous and hysterical. Why? This little thing that doesn't lie said I was dead. Yeah. 30 degrees ago. And I got in trouble. Have you ever been in trouble? I got in trouble, but I laughed for the first time in a week, and that meant everything to me. I started to learn to love myself from the inside out, not just the outside in. I'm not going to lie. I had a lot of bad days. My parents would sleep at the hospital. My friends like you would pack the elevators, come and spend time with me. They'd go home, just me and my thoughts. There were times. There were days. I looked at the plugs in the wall. I thought, if I just pull those plugs out of the wall, I can end it all. But I wasn't raised to quit. I had 5 months of rehab ahead of me. I watched my legs get skinnier and skinnier every day. I promised myself one day I'll never let my thoughts, my dreams, my future atrophy. The average person here today has 11 negative thoughts to every one positive thought. I was probably twice that at that point. The average person here today spends 45 to 50 minutes a day looking good for the world on the outside. Well, some of us a little bit less. But on average, So all this time I had to spend in the hospital, I had to change. In life, if you resist change, you fail. If you accept change, you survive. If you actually create change, you succeed. I had to change. I had to do things different. Different isn't bad, it's just different. 5 months in rehab, I'd work up a sweat every day trying to make my big toe flinch. I'd touch the bullet that was still in my spine, and I'd think about all the things I'd lost. I wondered if I could ever get a job. I wonder if girls would ever like me again. Now I live in Draper, got 5 kids, a couple wives. Yeah, Utah. Anyway, but I just wanted to get out of there. And I had to get dressed differently. My 9th grade teacher, Mr. Paul Gordine, he'd bring my homework to the rehab center twice a week. I got straight A's that quarter, that semester, that I got shot. I started to realize the power of the mind, the power of the heart, the power of the spirit, versus just the power of the physical body. But through it all, hip muscles, I had to go back to the basics. I had to start over again. I was kind of proud of myself. I have a little secret for everybody in here. If you want to be a good friend, a good student, a good person, help other people feel comfortable in your world. If you want to be a great friend, a great student, a great person, get into their world. Like my 11-year-old sister Julie got into my world. She literally became my private nurse. I went in the backyard, I grabbed a basketball. I shot it up at the 10-foot basket. It fell 5 feet short. I was bummed out. My dad knew it, and he said, Mike, you can still be a great athlete. You're just going to have to do it a little differently. I found out they had wheelchair basketball in the Olympic Games. I set a goal when I was just a kid to be the first wheelchair basketball player to represent the United States of America in 4 consecutive games. In life, if you don't know where you're going, you're not going to know how to get there. My mom, I'd wake up every day. This wasn't a dream. My wheelchair would be waiting for me by the side of the bed. I'd climb in, roll in the kitchen. My mom and I'd talk. She'd cry. She was flipping pancakes. One day she said, Mike, just because you can't stand up doesn't mean you can't stand out. That meant everything to me. It became my life motto. I hope you have one. I sit here in front of you as a person. I used to be able to do 10,000 things. Now I can only do 9,900. I can't do dishes, laundry, toilets, garbage cans, light bulbs. I even got out of piano lessons. I know we're in a music center, but it was almost worth getting shot to get out of piano lessons for me. I'm not, anyway, because I couldn't play the little pedal thing anymore. So I got shot. What's your problem? I got shot. What's your problem? What paralyzes you? What stops you? What fears do you have? I have fears. We have fears. When you run across a fear, you can forget everything and run, or you can face everything and rise. I had a choice. I started living life. I'd go to the high school basketball games. My brother Scott, he's a year older than me. We were supposed to be the starting guards at Orem High School for 3 straight years. Where was I? I'd sit up in the wheelchair section. 5 o'clock in the morning, me and 7 other dudes in wheelchairs. They let us go first so we won't be in the way. So we're in our fancy chairs. We're pushing along, 13 miles of uphill, 3 miles into the race. I'm starting to get blisters, starting to sweat. FUD's getting in my head. What's FUD? Fear, uncertainty, and doubt. But I wasn't raised to quit. 10 more miles of uphill. 1 more push. I can make it. I can do this. Then they let all the ABs go. That's you, the able-bodied people, okay? So I'm pushing along. All the ABs, the able-bodied people, passed me on the uphill. This runner in a yellow shirt ran by, smacked me on the shoulder. Good job, Mike. Don't quit. You're an inspiration. I still remember those words. Good job, Mike. Don't quit. You're an inspiration. I kept pushing. I remember thinking, thanks. Shut up. Wait to the downhill. Then there was the downhill. Picture this, 500 runners looking over their shoulders, seeing 8 guys in wheelchairs coming at them at 45 miles an hour. I even passed yellow shirt as I sped by. What do you think I thought? Good job. Don't quit. You're an inspiration. Yeah. I'll see you at the Liberty Park at the finish line. So I get down to Liberty Park, the finish line. Everyone is clapping, and that felt good. And I thought, wait a minute. Everyone was clapping 3 hours ago when I took off. Now they're clapping at the end. What about the 26 miles? In between, just me, my wheelchair, the hot road, the hot sun. You know what I learned that day? All motivation is self-motivation. Love and money and fear can motivate us. But we have to get our rear ends out of bed in the morning, be thankful to be alive. It's when we're alone, we learn about our character, our habits. I crossed the finish line that day. I had my head up, my shoulders back. I thought, my dad's right. I can still be a great athlete. I just have to do it a little differently. Now, my friends here at Snow College, my Badger friends, I'm a smart guy. I look out at you. I don't see lots of wheelchairs, but I know this. I know there's some pain in this very room besides just my paralyzed legs. I salute you for getting up every day, dealing with stuff that's tough. Nobody else understands. You want to know the secret to getting through pain? In my opinion, attach a purpose. Attach a meaning. If someone said, cut off your arm, I'd say, no thanks. If they said, Mike, but it'll save your child, I'd do it in a heartbeat. Attach a purpose to your pain. It'll make all the difference. How do I know? A few months later in my life, I wasn't having such a positive attitude. Life wasn't too good in my brain, and I wasn't positioned where I needed to be. And it was a Friday afternoon, and I was a junior in high school. I was kind of getting used to this new world of mine. I had a new girlfriend. I was arm wrestling my weightlifting coach. He was strong. I was stubborn. We're doing our thing. He busted my right arm. Back to the hospital, more surgery, a big blue cast from here to here. Now I have 4 limbs. Only this one works. I went in circles for 5 months. But it's about the time in my life I let it go. I forgave my friend. I got the let out, so to speak. They took the bullet out of my back. I became unfrozen. I forgave my friend completely. He and I hung out together. We cared about each other. We were neighbors. We'd go to the mall. We'd go to movies. People would come up, Mike, what happened to you? Oh, he shot me. I mean, what do you say? Yeah, something more important happened in the hospital. They flipped me over, sliced open my back, took that 38 caliber piece of lead out of my T10 vertebrae. They handed it to me. I held it. I looked. I started shaking. This little piece of lead symbolized so much loss and heartache in my young life. But it is about the time in my life when I let it go. What do you have in your life that you need to let go? It doesn't mean you're weak. It means you're strong. Well, so I'm back to living life and doing things. And, you know, another Friday night, I was sitting at home, feeling sorry for myself again, wishing things were how they used to be. A school dance was going on. I wouldn't go to school dances. Why? I didn't want you ladies, you girls, to feel around me and my disability. So I stayed home. Well, this particular night, I had to once again decide, am I going to go that way or am I going to go that way? I, fortunately, decided to go the good way. And I climbed in my wheelchair, and I rolled down that new cement ramp in the front of our house, over to the black car. I climbed in. I threw my wheelchair in the back seat. I drove to the high school. I said, I'm going to go to the high school. I've got to get out there. I've got to accept. So I drove down his gas and in his brake. Sometimes you get mixed up. So I drove to the high school, and I parked in a handicapped parking stall. And I got in my wheelchair, and I rolled into the gymnasium. You know, school dance, you've been there. You come in, the lights are low, the wooden floors, the baskets, whatever. Everybody's dancing, having a good time. I snuck in a back door. I popped a wheelie. I was leaning up against this red brick wall. A few of my friends came and said hi. They're back to chasing girls, just me and my thoughts, wishing things were how they used to be. And then I saw this girl named Wendy start walking toward me. And I thought, don't even think about it, Wendy. She kept getting closer and closer. This wasn't good. I got out of a wheelie. I turned to the side. I leaned over. I started talking top my shoes. I still see her legs, you know, getting closer and closer, and that wasn't all that bad. Anyway, so she got about 10 feet away, and I looked up, and our eyes made contact, and she said, Mike, I want to dance. I remember thinking, go dance. I'd be happy to watch you. I knew she meant with me. I said, okay, Wendy, I'm pushing out of the dance floor. Whole world's staring at me. I'm thinking, this isn't very much fun. Why'd my friend shoot me? I'm having a bad day. I found a place to dance, started moving my wheelchair, a little bit of an attitude, couldn't wait to go back to my safe corner. I even popped a wheelie. I saw a few smiles. No, this isn't good. I got to get back to my corner. I popped another, I turned some more circles, saw more smiles. Hey, maybe they respect me. Maybe they're not judging me. Maybe they're proud of me. Maybe they're thankful I showed up. No, I got to go back over there. I couldn't wait for the song to end. The song finally ended. I tried to shake Wendy's hand. Wendy said 6 words I will never forget. Mike, I want one more dance. Not good. What kind of music do you think started coming through the speakers? Slow music. I didn't know what to do. Wendy didn't know what to do. She was nervous. I was sweating bullets. No pun intended. But it was awkward. So eventually Wendy came over and she knelt down on the ground right next to me. I didn't know what to do. I started patting her on the head. Wendy, this isn't working very well. I'm messing up your hair. I have an idea. Oh, yeah. Why don't you just sit on my lap? I didn't invent lap dancing. But anyway, so Wendy stood up. She plopped down sideways on my lap. She wrapped her arms around my shoulders. I quickly became the envy of every one of my friends. The song ended, and Wendy went to her corner. I went to mine. Now I had a smile on my face, a smile on my heart. I was thankful I showed up. Hey, by the way, thanks for showing up here today at the Convocation. Thank you for being alive. Thanks for making a difference in this world. Thanks for putting this event on here at this great college. Just thank you. Wendy could have danced with that night with Roger or Phil or Lance. I'm thankful she took a chance to dance with me. This world is made of givers and takers. The takers eat well. The givers sleep well. I hope every one of you sleep well tonight. I know you're givers. I know you matter. You matter to your friends. You matter to your family. You matter to your future. You make a difference. You're important. I do hope you get up every day with a sparkle in your eye and you bounce in your step and you're thankful to be here at Snow College. You're thankful to be alive. I almost lost my life. I will never not be grateful just to be alive. Well, I told you about my friend that shot me. He never forgave himself. He moved away. He got involved in drugs and alcohol. He tried to rob a bank with a loaded gun. My friend Tori spent 25 years in federal prison, many of them in Fort Leavenworth. Through it all, I had a prayer in my head, in my heart, someday I'll reconnect with Tori. A few years ago, I was at a restaurant in Salt Lake City. My cell phone rang. Who do you think it was? Tori. He'd been out of prison for 5 years. I talked him into coming to the restaurant. He walked in like 2 cool guys. We went to shake hands. He walked right through my handshake. He knelt down. We embraced. It was like a bridge had been built over those many years. I'm proud of my friend Tori. Despite his past, he has his life positioned properly. That's what life's all about. We're going to have good days. We're going to have bad days. That's okay. But we get ourselves positioned. Doesn't matter if we're ahead or behind. We position ourselves financially, socially, emotionally, spiritually, physically, and we head into a bright future. I'm proud of my friend. We can learn from him. Well, let's talk a little basketball. Let's talk a little Olympics. I was a student at Arizona State University, going to class like you, trying to better my future, get knowledge. I got a phone call to try out against 100 of the best wheelchair basketball players in the United States of America. I tried out. I made the team. I was the youngest on the team. Great athletes like Reggie Colton from Gainesville, Florida. Reggie lost both of his legs. He's a double amputee when he's 11 years old on a train track in Florida. So we're traveling all over the world representing you. You know, still have to dribble, 10-foot hoop, three-point line, same game, different wheelchairs. We're in San Francisco getting ready to fly over to the Olympic Games in 1988 in Seoul, South Korea. And we're the first ones on the plane. And they tell us to remain seated. We're like, okay. So my friend Reggie, with no legs, he climbs up in the overhead luggage bin. My coach shuts him in there. We start reading the newspaper. All the ABs, the able-bodied people like you, start coming on the airplane. What's the first thing you're looking to do when you get on the airplane? Put your bag somewhere. Somebody opens that up, and you think paraplegics have bladder problems. I mean, we scare somebody really bad. So we flew over the ocean. We represent you. We beat Holland by 10 points to win a gold medal. And they played the national anthem, put these gold medals around our necks. I had a tear in my eye because I remember 10 years earlier laying in a hospital bed in Provo, Utah, wondering if I would ever play basketball again. Now with this beautiful, shiny gold medal, I'm sharing it with my family and friends. Hey, you know what? Today isn't about me. I have a couple special friends I want to come up here. Mackenzie and Savannah. Would you two come up here and be my friend? Please, just come on up these stairs. Come up here. And let them wear this gold medal. It's a good feeling to know you're the best in the world at something, even for a small moment. Over here, Mackenzie. Put that around your neck. Savannah, right over here. Look at these beautiful young ladies. It's a good feeling, huh? My mom liked my gold medal so much, she was going to bronze it. I talked her out of it. Hey, by the way, can I give this gorgeous young lady a hug? Is that okay? And is that fine to do that here? Give me a hug. This is my youngest daughter, Mackenzie. She's a student here. This is half the reason I'm here, just to see her, and you, of course. So, I'll give you a hug later. Anyway, so come with me to 1992. The Olympic Games were in Barcelona. Barcelona, Spain. My personal motto as I trained was no pain, no Spain. Again, I made the team. Again, we beat Holland by 3 points. They raised the flag, played the national anthem, put the gold medals around our necks. Where's that gold medal here today? I don't have it. I lost it. I lost my gold medal. True story. Yeah, I did. How did I lose it? One of my teammates tested positive for drugs. I had to give it back. Don't feel bad for me. Just know this. Every single thing you do here on this team at Snow College affects every single other person on the team. So 2 games, 2 gold medals. A little adversity. Come with me to 1996. What were the Summer Olympic Games? Before you were born, Atlanta. Our country, our food, our family, best wheelchair basketball team ever put together. We'd never lost. We're beating everybody by 25, 30 points a game. We're down there in the Omni in Atlanta, 15,000 people. We're looking forward to the gold medal game the next night. We're playing Australia. We got beat. We didn't know how to handle adversity. Didn't know what to do. You don't find out about yourself in life when the sun is always shining. Find out about your character when there's some adversity. So we didn't know what to do. Everybody's heading in the locker room. Coach is mad. Coach is yelling. Coach is chucking wheelchairs. Oh, yeah. Some of us were still in those wheelchairs. Yeah. So we got knocked down. We had a bad day. We begrudgingly got up. We beat Spain by 9 points to win a bronze medal. I didn't like my bronze medal. I came back to Utah and Salt Lake City. I put it in my sock drawer. Do you have a sock drawer? I have a sock drawer. Dark socks, white socks. I put it in the corner of my white socks. It sat in that corner for 4 years as a motivator for me to try to reach that goal that I'd set years earlier. I'm getting older. I got kids. I'm working. I didn't lose sight of my goal. The year 2000 rolled around. Now you were born. Where are the Olympic Games in 2000? Sydney, Australia. I made the team one more time. Now I was the oldest on the team. Beautiful country, beautiful people. We're in the semifinals. Looking forward to getting our gold medal back the next night. We're playing Canada. We got beat again. Everybody's heading in the locker room. Coach is mad. Coach is anyway, I'd changed. I sat in the middle of that basketball court for 5 minutes. I looked at the flags. I looked at the athletes, some of my family and friends. I reflected. I remembered what a privilege it had been to represent you and 400 million Americans over the course of almost 20 years. And what I believe is the greatest sporting event in the world. Don't get me wrong, we had a bad day, but we got ourselves positioned properly. We beat Great Britain on a 25-foot shot at the buzzer to win the bronze. We didn't lose the gold. We won the bronze. I didn't come back to Utah and put it in my sock drawer. I brought it here with me today. Savannah, we're going to let you wear it, okay? 3rd place in a world of 7 billion people isn't really too bad, okay? In life, you do your best, then you don't get depressed, okay? Michael Phelps doesn't even have any of these. Okay, all right, so put that around your neck there, Savannah. So I've been fortunate to win 2 gold medals and 2 bronze medals. Yeah. I don't have any silver medals. They lose their last game. Yeah. So I earned these with great coaches and teammates and family and friends. I have one other item. I want to put it around my neck. I want to let it take an equal place in my life with these medals. This other little item, I earned in a different way. A lot of doubt, a lot of fear, a lot of heartache, a lot of tears. This other little item is about the size of the tip of your little finger. What do you think it is? It's my bullet. I share it with you. It spent 2 years in my spine. I can now hold it in my hand. I don't shake. I accept it. It's part of me. It's closed a few doors. It's opened some others. Today isn't about me. I have a favor to ask of you. You do me a favor? Yeah? Tonight, when you lay your head on your pillow, you know you're an amazing human being, which you are. I challenge everybody here today to find your bullet. What stops you? What paralyzes you? It might not be in your spine, like mine. Might be in your head, might be in your heart. Doesn't mean you're weak. It means you're strong. Find your bullet. Deal with it. Life is difficult. There's disease. There's doubt. There's disabilities. There's death. There's divorce. There's dads? Oh, debts. Debts and doubts. The in-laws, Denver. Anyway, all these D words. But find your bullet. Put it around your neck. Let it take an equal place in your life with your many successes. All right, let's give these beautiful young ladies a hand. And I'll take my battles back. Thank you so much. Okay. Thank you. Okay. All right. I'm going to show you a few photos. Take you on a little bit of a visual journey here. All right. I'll try to stay out of your way the best I can. I apologize for a few of you in this corner over here. That's me in the hospital many years ago. Had a lot of bad hair days, a lot of time to think and wonder, and is this worth it? And I had a little urinal in the background there. And anyway, my girlfriend had just dumped me, and I wasn't doing so well. Attitude therapy. I started reading good books and memorizing positive thoughts. Little attitude therapy. This is a saying I learned. Success is overcoming that person inside of you that wants to quit. And I began my journey. I ran a different marathon than I don't know why I ran a marathon in brown corduroys. But anyway, blame it on my mom. A smooth sea never made a skilled sailor. I love swimming. I love getting out in the lake behind the boat, doing things fun, different. The Uinta Mountains, the Boy Scouts, they carried me to the top of this big, tall tower. They tied a whole bunch of ropes to my wheelchair, and I said, can we tie some to me? And they did. Anyway, I'm still like 50 feet in the air, trying to smile, no stomach muscles, 2 feet from falling. I thought I was going to fall. Anyway, I thought, what the heck, I'm already in a wheelchair. I'll just keep on going. So I made it to the bottom. Our minds are like parachutes. They only work when they're open. When you walk out these doors, I hope every one of us think or act or feel a little differently than when we showed up. This guy's missing his legs from the knees up, but he had the courage, or not the knees up, the knees down. You can't be missing your legs from the knees up, or you got problems. He had courage. The family farm, Milburn, Utah, just north of Fairview. I love nature. I love fishing. I love hanging out. I love the outdoors. I love where you hang out at school here. Life is intense. Get out there and live it, enjoy it. Alaska, a few years ago, I was always scared of grizzly bears. I was fishing. This grizzly bear and a cub walked 10 feet behind me. The guide said, you're fine. If she wants your sandwich, just drop it. I'll drop more in my sandwich. Anyway, she swam across the lake. I followed her. I took pictures. When you're afraid of something, learn about it. The fear will become an understanding. You'll appreciate it. You'll love it. If there's a will, there's a way. Snowmobiling up Fairview Canyon 10 years ago. On this very mountain, my left leg went under the snowmobile, broke my ankle in 16 places. It's all right, I couldn't feel it. But back to the hospital, more surgery, a big blue cast from my ankle to my hip, 5 months home. I'm still walking with a little bit of a limp, but I'm doing much better. I love Sanpete County, Fairview. I don't know, I just saw this little saying the other day, and I liked it so much. Because people used to say, Mike, you can't do this and you can't do that. You know what? Bumblebees aren't supposed to be able to fly, but they keep flapping their wings, and they're able to fly. Be like a bee. Flap your wings. Make things happen. Once again, at Milburn, the family farm, my brother Tyler, he got me and my buddy Brett, and he picks up the backhoe, and he dumped us in the pond. Yeah, it wasn't on my bucket list. As my same brother, Tyler, in San Diego, he dug a hole, and he buried me up to my neck at the beach. I said, get me out of here. He started throwing chips and bread all around my head. And all the birds they wouldn't leave, and I'd scream anyway. And a unique experience. El Capitan, a 3,000-foot granite cliff in Northern California. My friend, my teammate, Trooper Johnson, wanted to climb this mountain when he was a little boy. He broke his back when he was 17. Do you think his dreams were denied? No, they were delayed. A few years ago, Trooper Johnson, as a paraplegic, climbed El Capitan, 5,000 pull-ups. He slept on this red thing 4 different nights. He packed his gear behind him. CNN did a special from a helicopter. We all need help. I need help. You need help. With the help of a guide, he walked 2.5 miles back to the bottom on his hands. My beautiful wife, Tammy. She's from the great state of Minnesota. My sister Colette introduced us. She's a great lady. She accepts me, my wheelchair, and all my other disabilities. So who needs wings? When you got wheels, a good wife, and a wedgie. Yeah. Dallas Airport. I couldn't find the elevator. I took the escalator. You grab on, you hang on. You know what I've noticed? There's nobody ever behind you. They just like always scatter and disappear. Life is all about how we handle plan B when things don't go perfect. I mow the lawn once in a while in the riding lawnmower. A couple years back, the darn thing ran out of gas. Nobody's home, no cell phone, 100 degrees, getting a tan, wheelchair's way over there, didn't know what to do. People would drive by in the church parking lot. I'd try to wave at them. They'd wave back. Good job, Mike. Don't quit. You're an inspiration. Thanks. Shut up. Get over here. I need your help. So I had to crawl all the way over there and get in my wheelchair. The Olympic Games, Salt Lake City, I was able to help organize the Winter Olympic Games right here in Utah, right after our country was attacked in New York. A lot of patriotism. I was able to carry Monaco's placard into opening ceremony. 2 billion people are watching. It was a cold night. I have a little video clip here for us.
Monaco.
Back when George was smiling, I was able to meet lots of cool and famous people like Sting, for you musicians here. Bon Jovi from New Jersey. Under my right arm, fellow Utahn, Marie Osmond, a little bit of rock and roll, a little bit of country, actually. Did you know she lost 50 pounds on Nutrisystem? So, yeah. This is my family. This is a photo about 8 years ago. Matt, Megan, Joseph, Mackenzie, and Anna. We live in Draper, Corner Canyon High School, Alta High School. You know what? They've always been there for me. I've met a lot of rich and famous people. I don't care about hanging out with the rich and famous. I appreciate those that have sat with the broken. I've been broken. My back's been broken. My family and friends, good people like you, have always been there for me. Thank you. Be there for each other. Trooper has a hat on. He climbed the mountain. The guy on the other side, that's Reggie. Remember I told you about Reggie lost his legs on the airplane? Remember I told you about Reggie? Can you find Reggie? That's my coach, getting ready to shut him in there. Then we, read the paper and they come. Anyway, we'll scare somebody really bad in about 5 minutes. The Olympic flame. Some of you might be from St. George area. I carried the Olympic torch for 2 blocks on Bluff Street. It weighs 3 pounds. You're thinking, don't drop it, they'll cancel the Olympics. The kids are going nuts. You know you got to hand it to somebody else? I wanted to hand it to my mom. My mom nominated me to carry the torch. My mom has a disease called MS. Everybody in this room today has a torch to carry. Grab your torch. Hang on tight. Carry it for you, your family, your future. It's worth it. This is playing Canada in the World Championships in Edmonton. The wheels slant out. They protect your fingers. They help you turn quicker. That's my coach above my head yelling, don't shoot. Yeah, I shot anyway. You know what the name of my book is? Shot Happens. I got shot. What's your problem? This is after we won the gold in Barcelona in '92. We're not good at climbing up the ladders. So they brought the baskets down. We cut the nets off to celebrate. They raised the flag, played the national anthem, put the gold medals around our necks. 20 minutes later was the drug test. Had to give our gold medals back. These are some of my disabled friends at the White House, Trooper and Mark. That's my other disabled friend that used to be at the White House. His name's Bill. He's trying to get back to the White House as the First Lady. We'll see how that goes for him. All right. Okay. Who do you think this good-looking guy is that I have my left arm around? Take a guess. Tori. At a Mimi's restaurant. My friend that shot me, I am proud of my friend Tori. I love my friend Tori. I've completely forgiven my friend. It wasn't his fault. It wasn't my fault. It wasn't the gun's fault. It wasn't my friend's dad's fault. It just happened. We all take responsibility. I take responsibility. I chose to go to his house that day. I chose to be on that football team. Take personal responsibility. 3 greatest words you can ever learn. The Olympics. 4th and final game, Sydney, Australia. 100,000 people. I'm down there in the red. They say, let the games begin. And you watch the amputees run the 100 meters in 11 seconds. High jump 7 feet. Long jump 25 feet. Or shot put. My favorite saying, my favorite attitude therapy saying I've ever memorized, pain and suffering are inevitable. Misery is optional. We have a choice in our lives. This guy's missing his legs. We cheered for him. He tried to win a gold, silver, or a bronze medal for his country. This is after we hit the 25-footer at the buzzer to win the bronze. Who do you think's upside down on the bottom? Little video clip, tie game, 15 seconds to go. Great Britain has the ball. They call a timeout. We play terrible defense. Here's how we won our bronze medal in Sydney in the year 2000.
One trapped up top, down low. Dan Johnson springs free. The shot, no good. Rebound Waller. We're trying to get a timeout. Barber runs it up to Schlappi. 2 seconds remain. Schlappi for the win. He got it! Schlappi
Thank you. The Canadians went on to win the gold medal. This is the best player in the world, Pat Anderson. He climbed up on the basket. He's giving us Americans a hard time, and he cut the net off and cut his legs off. And anyway, yeah. I had to tell me he couldn't put his shoes on the right way, but he's the world's greatest wheelchair basketball player. You know what? We can flip the lights back on. Let me just say this. Thank you for letting me share a bit of my story. When my grandma Schlappi brought me that cherry Slurpee to the hospital, she taught me I could still laugh. My dad taught me I could still be a great athlete. Great people like my kids. And Wendy and my wife Tammy have taught me it's love, caring, and compassion that really matter. Tori taught me we can forgive ourselves, reposition, and move forward. But the greatest lesson I learned in life, I learned from my incredible mom in the kitchen when she taught me that just because I can't stand up doesn't mean I can't stand out. My friends here at Snow College today, I want to finish my remarks. I want to speak to you very briefly about our flag. I've been able to represent our flag all over the world. I've watched it raise to the rafters. It's been places that many of us can only imagine. I love our flag. I actually got shot on Veterans Day. I hope the rest of your life, when you see a flag, it'll be a reminder of representation, if you will, and the value that there is in taking a stand for something worthwhile. So, what do I think our flag would say if it could speak to us here today? I am your flag. I was born on June 14th, 1777. I'm more than just cloth, shaped into a design. I'm the refuge of the world's oppressed people. I am the silent sentinel of freedom. I am the emblem of the greatest sovereign nation on earth. I am the inspiration for which American patriots give their lives and fortunes. I've led your sons into battle from Valley Forge to the steaming, treacherous jungles of Vietnam, into Afghanistan and Iraq. I've walked in silence with each of your honored dead to their final resting place beneath silent white crosses. Row upon row, I have flown through war and peace, strife and prosperity, and amidst it all, I have been respected. My red stripes symbolize blood spilled in defense of our glorious nation. My white stripes signify burning tears shed by Americans who've lost their sons or daughters in battle. My blue field is indicative of God's heaven under which I fly. And my white stars clustered together unify 50 states as one for God and country. Old Glory is my nickname. Proudly, I wave on high. Honor me. Respect me. Defend me. With your lives and fortunes, never let my enemies tear me down. from my lofty position, lest I never return. Keep alight the fires of patriotism. Strive earnestly for the spirit of democracy. Worship the eternal God and keep his commandments. And I shall always remain a bulwark of peace and freedom for all mankind. I lost the freedom to walk. But because of good people like you, my kids, my friends, and my family, and God, I've never lost the freedom to dream. I've been asked, Mike, if you could go back to that day when I was about your age, would you change that day, Mike? Oh, what do you think my first thought is? Of course. But if you'd seen what I'd seen, been where I'd been, knew what I knew, most important, felt what I'd felt, I thank God for pain. Because only when we feel pain do we change. Only when we change do we grow. And only when we grow do all of us discover the beauty that lies in every one of us. I promised, laying on the white bedspread with a hole in my chest, if I could live, I'd help people. So, when Celia called me today, I knew my daughter would be here, Chris. I said, I'd love to come share my story. If you'll feed me lunch after, I'll be there. So, I'm here for a reason today. Little simple reminder, in life, whether or not you can or you can't stand up, we all matter. We all make a difference, and we all have the ability in our lives to stand out. Thank you very much for letting me visit your campus today. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. You're very kind. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And feel free to come on up. I'd love to